Hello, so today I'm going to be filming a video all about my advice I would give to my previous self who was just about to start their final year of uni, because I have just graduated. I'm a 2021 graduate. So yeah, I want to give my wisdom to you to help make the year a little bit easier. Yeah, I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe if you want to, and let's get started. So in true uni style, I'm actually wearing my uni hoodie today. I literally just wore this the whole year pretty much when I was sat at home just doing all my work. So as I said, I was a 2021 graduate, so I literally did my final year through 2 lockdowns, pretty much all in this bedroom. Yeah, I only had like 2 months worth at uni, then I came home for the first lockdown, didn't really want to go back. So yeah, pretty much did it all online, and yeah, it was not a fun experience, would not recommend. Obviously I don't know what the situation is now going forward. I'm hoping there's more in-person lecture time, at least now you can actually go out and about and do stuff. I'm going to give some advice on like academic side of things and the non-academic side. Because university is not all about just studying constantly, because that would not be fun. So yeah, I will start on academics first though. So my first and always like general tip whenever I do advice videos, especially regarding uni, is get in a good routine. I like to swear by a weekly planner, so it's just like almost like a pad of paper which has your Monday through to Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, Monday through to Sunday, all like on one bit of paper, and you can write in all your lectures, any work you've got to do, and then you can also just see it visually like what you're doing in the week. And then say if you've got a job or an internship or whatever, you can slot that in, as well as like time to see your friends and things like that. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend getting a weekly planner, getting organised so you know what's going on in your life, and yeah, just having it on your desk so yeah, you know how to sort your life out. The next thing I would say as well, if you still have like online uni, I did mention this in my previous like second year video, but obviously if you're not in second year you probably wouldn't have watched it. But yeah, if you have any like online uni still, I would definitely recommend getting a decent chair and like a good functioning desk, because obviously you're going to be spending a lot of time at it. Or even if you're just somebody who prefers to work from home and go to the library, I would definitely recommend getting like an office chair. To be honest, they're not that expensive anymore. I remember when I moved into my like final year uni house, I got a chair and a desk off Facebook Marketplace for like £20. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but yeah, it does the job. It's much more comfortable than like a vanity chair or like a dining table chair, because it's got like armrests on it. And actually my brother's taken my desk to London with him. He just moved out, so it's doing the rounds of the family, that desk now. It was one of those which had like a little hole in it so you could put like your laptop cables through it. So yeah, I would really recommend getting a desk, getting a good chair, just to make your work environment more comfortable. And on that note as well, I definitely recommend getting blue light glasses. I got them, yeah, I got them for my like third year. I think I got them at Christmas at third year. And honestly, such a game changer. I felt so much less fatigued after a day of work or whatever, because I was also doing an online internship, which I'll talk about in a minute. So yeah, I was pretty much working, especially in like the final semester, I was pretty much working from like 9 AM to like 6 PM, just constantly on a laptop. So yeah, I would really recommend taking regular screen breaks as well as wearing blue light glasses. Although I have read quite a few articles saying they don't really do that much, but I noticed a difference personally. Maybe it's just like a placebo effect, but yeah, I just think it's got to be better than like just staring at a blue screen constantly. Like, you can obviously adjust the settings on your laptop so they don't emit as much blue light. But yeah, I would say just get, they're not like, again, they're not that expensive either. I got them as a present, but they weren't more than like £10. So yeah, definitely say good chair, good desk, and a pair of blue light glasses, like your basics. And third year content wise, I didn't really find it as hard as second year. As I mentioned in my previous video, I found the jump from first to second year a lot bigger than the jump from second to third year, because in a way you kind of have less work, not less work, but you have less content. Because for me personally, my dissertation was split over 2 semesters. I know there's difference between each uni, but yeah, so one module was like dissertation part 1, and then the second module was like dissertation part 2, so it was split in half. So I got 2 marks for it. So yeah, so instead of having 6 modules, I only really had 5 in my final year. And then, as I said, the actual modules themselves didn't really seem to have more content than second year. So in a way that was kind of, so I didn't have to like absorb as much information the whole time. I really wouldn't panic too much about if third year is going to be hard, because I personally didn't find it as hard. I do think, again, just as you go on through uni, like, they do expect more from you. They expect like a higher standard of work. Like, My grades sort of stayed the same, but I do feel like, I think just because it was my final year and like obviously it was like worth 70% of my grade, I did definitely put in more effort, and as I said, I was literally working like 9 till 6 with like no social life. But obviously I think if I was living at uni and we weren't in a lockdown situation, that would have been different. But because I was literally living at home, all my friends worked full time and we couldn't even go out anyway, yeah, I just literally worked 9 till 6. That was my life for like a good 3-4 months. So it was not fun, but yeah, you just got to get it done. Well, like, I think you definitely will find in your final year, you probably won't go out as much as I said, because there is more work to be done, especially during the week. I think even if I was living in Bath, I probably wouldn't have been clubbing during the week, because as I said, I had so much stuff to do, as well as like a job, which I didn't really have in my first 2 years of uni. So yeah, I would say like your social life may be cut back a little bit, but just think of like the long-term benefits of that. Like, yes, you may miss a few nights out, but at least you'll get the grade that you want, sort of thing, and you can always go on loads of nights out after you finish uni. Like, honestly, this summer I've been on like weekends away, I've seen my friends from uni in London. Like, honestly, I've had such a fun summer, which really made up for the like crappy third year I had. So yeah, honestly, if you do find yourself like sinking into a little slump thinking, oh, my life is so boring in third year, just wait till the summer after, and like, hopefully next year like it'll be easier to book holidays abroad and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's another tip as well. Book fun things for like when you finish uni. Like I remember that first week I finished, I actually went back to Bath to move out of my house, but I literally was out like 5 days in a row. Even my friends were like, Kira, you didn't even go out this much in Fresh this week. I was like, I know, it's just mad. But yeah, because obviously I wanted to see everyone on my course and my friends in Bath, and then obviously I moved out. Then I went to London. I've been to Brighton and Cambridge this year as well. I'll link those vlogs down below. So yeah, I would definitely say plan fun things in the summer after your third year, or even like your holidays if you get Easter's off or whatever. Just plan fun things, and that'll help you get through it. Did get a few questions as well on like TikTok and Instagram. One of the questions was, how do you pick a third year? How do you pick a dissertation topic? That's actually a really good question, and one of the main pieces of advice we got from our lecturers was, find a topic within your degree that interests you, and then try and find something that hasn't been like researched into that much. I think that part is probably easier if you're doing primary research. That's kind of things like surveys, interviews, so things where you're getting the data yourself. That's probably easier to do something which no one's really done before, because you can just get the info yourself. But if you're taking a secondary research route, I would definitely recommend again finding something that hasn't got that much research into, but choose quite a broad topic so you can bring it all together. But hopefully your dissertation supervisor will help you on that. On my TikTok there's a lot more advice on like dissertation advice in particular, so if you want to like, if you've got any questions, I'll definitely check my TikTok out. It's just the same username I've got on here. But if you want like a separate dissertation video, I can do that for you. I did vlog my whole dissertation process. They probably weren't the most exciting vlogs, but I thought it was quite an important thing to vlog. But yeah, I'd definitely say if you're trying to think of what to do, just find a general topic, or think of any modules you enjoyed particularly in your degree, and then just try and look into avenues which haven't had much research done into them, because you don't want to fall in the trap of doing something that everyone else is doing, because it will probably be marked quite harshly. So yeah, if you do something that's a little bit off the beaten track, yeah, you'll probably get graded quite well, especially if you carry it forward quite well. If you're wondering what I did, I can't remember the exact question, to be honest, even though I only did it like 2 months ago. It's just been kind of wiped from my brain, now it's done. But I basically researched into how young people like learn about politics on social media. That was basically the crux of it. And I found it quite interesting. I used secondary research, so I did a systematic literature review in my first half, which is basically just looking through loads of research papers and picking out things that are important. And then the second half I did thematic analysis, so I kind of narrowed down the most important papers and then just picked out the key themes. I didn't do as well as my second half, but I think I was just bored of it by that point. As I said, I was so close to finishing uni, I was like, I just want this thing done. So yeah, I kind of lost interest towards the end, but I think that's quite common. So yeah, and also it's really important to note as well, you can change your dissertation question / topic like as the time goes on. Like, I know a lot of people who change their questions on their second half, or when they started researching they're like, nope, don't want to do this anymore. Like, honestly, when I was like drafting ideas, like it varied so much what I wanted to look into. But yeah, in the end I just went for a topic where there was a lot of research in it, but nothing that answered my particular question. So that's where I could draw on from different papers to find what I needed for my dissertation. I think again with your dissertation, just split it down into like words. I think my daily word limit was like 200 words, which is like nothing. So a lot of the time I would go over that, but on days where I was not as motivated to be like, right, it's only 200 words, I can write 200 words. And yeah, that's how I got through it really. And I actually finished it, I think 2 weeks before it was due in, which was really good. Easter, we didn't have any lectures, so in those 3 weeks, I just literally just wrote my dissertation. I probably wrote almost half of it in the Easter break, because I said there was no other distractions. I was in a lockdown anyway. So yeah, that was really good. I would definitely say don't like sort of doss about on your holidays either in third year. Just get your work done. As if you've got time left at the end, you can really refine your work. You can yeah, you can really refine your work, make it better, get your tutor to check over it, get your library people to check over it. So yeah, I would definitely say get ahead of yourself, get organised, and just get your work done. I think that's it academically. As I said, with like reading, the readings were really long in third year, like honestly, especially like my philosophy module, we had to like read chapters of books with like 50 pages long. I was like, oh my god, I don't have time to do this. But as I said in my previous video, yeah, I would definitely recommend getting into like reading groups. So so say if you're in like a group of 5 of you and the chapter's 50 pages, you're only reading 10 pages each, which is like nothing, and then we just put all our notes on like a Google Doc, and then you could just like skim that before the seminar, and we would still have quite a good knowledge of what the whole chapter was about. So yeah, I'd really recommend having a reading group if you can, to help with those longer readings. If you don't like working on your own, just ask one of your friends in your course to study with you, if that makes it easier. As I said, reading in groups I didn't mind, but like when it came to actual essay writing, I was much happier just sitting where I'm doing it on my own, or sitting in the library when I could go into uni. But again, it just depends on your writing style. So now I'm going to go on to like social life in your third year, which I've touched on briefly, and like work afterwards, because obviously that's a huge thing that plays in your mind in your final year of uni. So let's talk about the fun stuff. So, yeah, as I said, I really didn't have any social life in my third year just because of the pandemic and lockdown, so hopefully there will be no more lockdowns. But yeah, I would say definitely get a weekly planner and just try and schedule in seeing your friends at least twice a week. Like, you need a break from your student house and just like uni work. It will drive you insane. Like, what I actually did in lockdowns, I did a lot of Netflix parties. So it's just like a browser extension where you can play a Netflix film and then you add your friend in on it, and then they watch it at the same time as you, and you can like chat alongside it. That worked really well. So obviously in lockdown, like, it's all fun and games like FaceTime, but there was nothing to talk about. So Netflix parties worked really well for me personally. And again, if you're living in one city, your best friends live in like another city, that's a really good thing to do if you're like long distance. Definitely try and schedule in doing something fun at least twice a week, because you need it for your brain and your sanity. Again, make time for your family as well. Ring them once a week. They'll really appreciate it, and you'll probably appreciate it as well, to get a different perspective. I always say a lot of my university videos, it's really good to keep those connections from home alive, because again, you can really get swept up like in the university bubble of like, especially if you stay with the same group of people the whole time. So I think it's really important to have friends in different cities and things like that, so you can get different perspectives, different conversations. So yeah, definitely make time for your friends and family if you can. And yeah, like, just do the things you enjoy, because obviously it's your final year. Like, you need to go out and enjoy your city for the final time, because as I said, I'm not planning on living in Bath ever again really. So yeah, when I was there, I was really trying to make the most of everything, seeing everything, doing everything. So yeah, I would say see all the touristy stuff in your city. That's always fun. Yeah, see your friends, go to your favourite bars, because as I said, once you start working, you probably won't be clubbing on a Tuesday night, do you know what I mean? So yeah, make the most of your final year. As I said, don't be studying all the time, but just get a good balance. And the next thing I'm going to talk about was like internships and work in your third year. Obviously everyone's financial situation is completely different. You may already have a part-time job to help cover your rent and stuff. I was quite lucky that I pretty much every summer in between each uni year I worked pretty much full-time, so I just saved that money and then used that throughout my academic year. But obviously in final year I was like, right, I don't really have any like professional work experience, you know what I mean? Like, throughout uni and school and stuff, I'd always worked like a nursery, which is all good, like it did teach me transferable skills, but that's not the career I wanted to go into. So you obviously do start thinking like, oh my god, what am I going to do next? Because for me, even now I've graduated, I don't know what I'm doing career wise. Yeah, so I'd really, first of all, if you're in that position where you don't know what you want to do post graduation, you are not alone. You do not have to have it figured out right now. Even people like 5 years after graduation don't know what they're doing for their career. It's absolutely fine. Like, not everyone has it figured out like you think. But yeah, I would recommend, I don't know if all unis do this now, but my university had a virtual internship scheme. So basically small businesses and local businesses would get in contact with the university saying we need like a student to, or a graduate to help us do this job for a month, and it's just something extra to put in your CV. And as I said, it was completely online and remote, which was amazing. Like my company especially was really flexible with the hours I did, so a lot of the time I'd do uni like maybe 9 till 3, 9 till 4, and then I'd do the final 2 hours of the day like focusing on my work. So I started off as a content intern, so I was researching what content we could use on socials and creating content and things like that. Then my position changed to, what did it change to? I think it was just social media assistant, because I was like based across different social medias, or with marketing. I literally can't remember what the second thing was. So I said my first month of being there, I was a content intern, as I said, so it was more like research based. And then after that month finished, they were like, well, I left the company because my month finished, ended on really good terms, but then someone else from the company left. They were like, oh, we still need someone to do their job, so they brought me back on. I got trained in a few other things, and then yeah, started a different role. And then now I still work there. Again, my role has changed. It's changed, as in I've been there like what, 9 months, and my role has changed like 3 times. But yeah, I'm actually a project executive now, so I can't actually tell you what I'm working on, but yeah, I just help lead one of the projects in my company, which is really fun, and yeah, I'm learning so much from it. But the moral of the story is, like, I would not have my graduate job that I have now without that internship I did. So if you can, please try and find some form of internship or work experience. Obviously, I know not everything is paid. I was very lucky that my internship was paid quite well, and even now my rate is like quite well paid, even though I'm only part-time at the moment because it's a small business. Hopefully in the future I could go full-time, but I'm just quite happy doing my 3 days a week at the moment. Honestly, after my final year of uni, where I just work 5-6 days a week a lot of the time, I'm enjoying my 3 days a week. But anyway, yeah, if you can get some form of work experience, and even if you do an internship and you don't enjoy it, at least you can like cross that and be like, right, I didn't enjoy that, I can try and find something else now. I do think like finding a job is like, it's one of those things where if you don't know what you're doing, you just got to try a lot of different things until you find it. Like, you're not going to land your dream job straight after graduation, and that is okay. Like, I know so many of my friends are still in the same jobs they had since they were 16, in like retail and things like that, which again is absolutely fine. Like, I'm obviously very fortunate that I still live in my family home. I haven't got loads of bills to pay. I do pay my mum rent, but it's nowhere near what I was paying when I was at uni. So as long as I've got enough money to cover my like phone bill, Spotify, and my like cheaper rent, I'm fine. I don't have a car or anything either, so yeah, like as I said, don't put the pressure on yourself to find a job or anything. But if you are someone looking into grad schemes, they do usually open around September, October time, so your university will probably send you a load of emails about it. But yeah, if you're someone who wants to go down that route, make sure you're checking grad schemes in September and October, because they usually shut by Christmas time. As I said, don't put too much pressure on it. Just focus on what you've got to do now, which is to get through your final year of your degree, because that is the most important thing. You've only really got one chance at that. But also, if there is like extreme circumstances, you can retake the year, because I said I retook my 2nd year, so but yeah, I think that is all. I just want to say as well, a huge good luck, and you should really be proud of yourself for like getting through your first 2 years of uni through a pandemic, because it has been hard. Like, I know how boring it is just being on your laptop, not going out all the time, which you would expect when you go to uni. We have all kind of been screwed over by this pandemic, I want to say. But yeah, I hope you get the good final year you deserve. As I said, make sure you work hard, but find that balance with having a good time as well, because your life will change after you finish uni. Yeah, as I said, like my workload is definitely decreasing, so is my social life, to be honest, because like you'll never have that experience again where all your friends live in one place. Even now when I live at home, my friends are still quite spread out, which is fine, but obviously I'm at uni, I was so used to just like having my friends live upstairs from me or like a few roads down from me, do you know what I mean? So yeah, really make most of the fact that you live really close with your friends, because that probably won't ever happen again in your life. But yes, hopefully you'll get a much better experience than I did, especially in 2021. I think it was even worse in 2nd year, to be honest. But I still got the grade I want, so consistency is key. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.